I wake up, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who wakes up next to you. When I go out, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who goes along with you. If I get drunk, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who gets drunk next to you. And if I haver, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who's havering to you. But I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more just to be the man who walked 1,000 miles to fall down at your door. When I'm working, yes, I know I'm gonna be the man who's working hard for you. And when the money comes in for the work I do, I'll pass almost every penny on to you. When I come home, oh, I know I'm gonna be the man who comes back home to you. And if I broke, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who's growing over you. But I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more just to be the man who walks 1,000 miles to fall down at your door. When I'm lonely, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who's lonely without you. And when I'm dreaming, well, I know I'm gonna dream about the time when I'm with you. When I go out, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who goes along with you. And when I come home, yes, I know I'm gonna be the man who comes back home with you. I'm gonna be the man who's coming home with you. But I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more just to be the man who walks 1,000 miles to fall down at your door.
Can everybody hear me? Yay! Yeah, here comes the best part of the evening. Not really. So, welcome everybody. Thank you for turning up. A fantastic meal yet again. And I would appreciate if everybody could join me in thanking all of the staff that put this on. Cynthia and Elaine and all the staff, backroom staff and the staff that you see in front of you. A brilliant weekend, as it always is. So, can we just show it? I know Cynthia and Elaine in particular see all of you as friends, all as customers. Sorry, I'm speaking as loud as I can. They see you as friends more than customers. Cynthia and Elaine actually know more of your names than I do, which is testament to the fact that lots of people have come here for so many years, and you know, they've got to know you quite well. So there's 107 sat down for dinner. It's pretty good considering the age range of people that do tend to come here. So it's quite good. We've just had the whole age range dropped by about 30 years because of these young people here who've come and sat down. So, if you'd all like to just give a round of applause to the current team, who will be really young. Horrible. So, probably come the furthest. But we actually have several people from Australia, Terry Lewis, Neil McNeil, and we have Sue and Dave Booth from Canada. Unfortunately, we were supposed to be getting John Callan, but he hasn't actually turned up. That's John Callan from America, but he hasn't actually turned up so far, which is a real shame. It's always really good to see people from the colonies. You know, it's a great thing. So, the other thing, looking around, there's still quite a few team leaders that come along, which is great. And just make sure you get your route maps up ready for tomorrow. I'd like to say thank you again to John McFadden for his brief but interesting little discussion. We'll maybe hear a little bit more from him next year on slightly different things. And also a great thank you to Jenny, who had a great and wonderful performance, given the fact that she was asked to do it on the spur of the moment. Quite last thing. I thought she did really well. So, and for those that went to it last night, and there was quite a lot of people here on yesterday evening that had the meals here. And we of course were celebrating, some of us were celebrating Heavy's birthday, which is not quite here, but he will very shortly be 70. Who would have believed he would have lasted that long? Really? But talking of birthdays, there is somebody else that's having a birthday, and that's Dinger Bell. In fact, he's 80 today. Where are you, Dinger? Where is he? Oh, he's through. Of course, trust Dinger to be missing things. And there was Abs. Are you going to come up? Because we've also got somebody that's approaching 70. Dixie. Where's Dixie? Can't see him. Oh, right there, Dixie. And so, in time-honoured tradition, people, can we start singing Happy Birthday? For their first time, apart from the current troops. Is anybody here who's come for the first time?
I've never been here before. We have a 90-year-old lady here.
Have we?
Almost.
Well, welcome. We are slightly getting older every single year, and it's starting to tell, I'm afraid. That's why I'm wearing these glasses, because I'm blind as a bat. So, welcome to everybody. Really, it's great to see you every year. I so enjoy trying to organise this and getting people here, because it's just fantastic to catch up with people every year and just hear the same stories that I did last year, but bigger, harder, longer, higher. It's amazing how those stories go. Before I go on, I do have a couple of things that I just need to speak to you about. I'm going to just ask Jim Morrison to come up. He's going to do a toast to our departed friends.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This part of the evening is when we remember all those troops, for whatever reason, cannot be with us here this evening. We especially remember those troops from Kinloss and Behurst who have passed away, reached their final summit in the last year. Those troops are Eric Coles. He served at Kinloss from 59 to 60. Thomas William MacDonald, Tom Mack. He was Kinloss 72 to 78, 84 to 86. Also served at St Athan. Ian Cootie, 1952 to 1950 to 52, and a lot of you will remember this guy, Thomas Boots Anderson, who served at Nicosia, Kinloss, Lithos, Stafford, and Kinloss. Also Graham Stewart Cleverell, otherwise known as Jimmy Cleverell. He served at Stafford, Kinloss, Stafford again, and Reunion. Next one was Duncan Doogie McRae, Kinloss, Akwaturi, Stafford, and Lithos. Peter John Addis, a proper gentleman, Kinloss, Nicosia, and Bally. And last but not least, we remember Marcus Little, who very sadly passed away this year, which must have come as a very big shock to the current troops. Other troops who have passed away, who were not members of the Kinloss Holocaust team: John Dennis Nuttall was at Bally from 59 to 60, Peter Williams, Bally 56 to 57, Tony Smith, Harper Hill 56 to 58, Maxwell Max Hughes, Valley 1955 to 1959, Chris Rollins, Leaning 62 to 64, and Jim Ray, who died in the last month, Valley 1962 to 1966. It would also be remiss of me not to mention our Commander-in-Chief, who sadly passed away this year, Her Royal Highness Queen Elizabeth. Ladies and gentlemen, can I ask you to be upstanding? The toast is absent friends.
Absent friends. Absent friends.
Earlier, they'll have grown, daring do and things like that, and you won't recognise the hills because they're not like you see them. But before I go on, as I said, there's still a little bit more for me to talk about. I would actually like to welcome Tim Rutzler to come up, who's the current team leader, and he's going to tell us a little bit about what the troops have been doing this year.
Good evening, everyone. How is everyone tonight? Enjoying yourselves? Yeah. It's really nice to see so many of you here tonight. I've been to a few of these occasions, and it's as busy as it is ever. So that's awesome. So my name's Tim. I've joined the Kinloss team back in 2012 as a part-time troop, and I've made my way through the service part-time mostly, but doing a tour as Med Corps, Training Corps, detail, and now I've just taken over as team leader earlier this year. So what have we been up to this year? Well, a big part of our training has been focused around post-COVID recovery. So we lost a lot of training elements for the last couple of years with COVID. So it's been primarily on the winter season, just progressing our winter troops and party leaders through that sort of terrain and all the different conditions. So the winter training triple threat package, as they called it. Fancy name, but basically going out to Norway, getting some good ice climbing done, doing the MRS winter course, and then our own winter training package as well. So in May, a lot of our guys, serving troops and members of the Mountain Rescue Association, went down to the National Memorial Arboretum to unveil the memorial in remembrance of the past and present contributions, thoughts and forming of the service in 1943. So that was a really nice event for everyone to go to as well. Back in the summer of this year, the lost team leader, so Mark Fleestone at the time, he organised a remote deployment to Minley in the Outer Hebrides, and that was to test and promote the MRS resilience capability. And a team of 7 deployed to the uninhabited island for 7 days. They experienced the austere environment whilst carrying out rock climbing and instructing techniques to progress the team on the wonderful Nice and lost MRT at that time. And then a big thing that we've been working on over the last few years is the holding of the controlled drugs that we have throughout MRS. So there was a time that we lost that capability, but the doctors within the team have worked hard in getting that back, and lost MRT were the first team this year to use both pain relief medications on call-outs. So again, that was a good marking stone for the MRS and for Lost and Half Man Rescue. So current stats then, so the team's doing really well. I've inherited a really strong team out of the 30 plus troops that I've got on as part-time. A good proportion of that, over a quarter of that, ex-DTLs and TLs, so that's a really good standard for me to work forward. And it's kind of unheard of nowadays, and normally progressing novice troops up through the system, but I've got a lot of experience within my team strength, so I'm really appreciative of that. And then of those jobs that we've had this year, we've had 11 call-outs, of which 8 persons were reported missing, and we've helped those. 2 persons had lower leg injuries, and we assisted in one road traffic incident on the return from a training weekend. That ended up equating to 14 persons being assisted over the year so far, and that was 1,071 hours on task with 5,992 vehicle miles that we've covered around Scotland. Our focus for the upcoming year, we're again looking at the winter season, so again working on the rest of the troops through the winter party leaders and winter climbing leaders and instructors. And then we're also looking to evolve our capabilities that we have and progress with those as well. Again, looking at drone technology for APCM and SAR activities, and that's just another step towards a good solution. And obviously the year coming, we have the 80th anniversary, which we're all looking forward to, and we hopefully have some good celebrations to experience that. That is it for me this year, and I'll let pass it back.
Thank you very much, Tim, and thanks to the troops for keeping things going. Actually, let's stand up again. Exercise, come on. Okay, the troops.
Yeah, good on it.
So shortly, Napper's going to be doing the raffle, but before he does, there's a couple of things that I want to bring to your attention, that requests that Gus and I have received. Now, there's more detail and information I'll put onto the boards outside, plus some voting opportunities out there. So Brian Camphor, who's chair of the MRA, has approached us and about the 80th anniversary next year, and he wants to try and combine the reunions a little bit, and he's asked whether we would step our reunion aside and concentrate on persuading people to go to the MRA reunion. I've told Brian that that's not our decision, that's the decision of the people who are here. And what I've said to him was that I'll put 3 options out there that you can have a vote on, and we'll have a look at that and see how that goes and see what we want to do as the next step. So the 3 options that I put out are that we continue with the Scottish Reunion as always, and I'll help Brian to promote the MRA do, which is going to be in the Grand Hall in Edinburgh Castle. So quite a nice little place to go to. I'll be quite happy to help Brian by contacting yourselves and trying to promote that. If you vote to continue with our reunion as always and as per normal. The second option is we combine the reunions and forego our November reunion, so we just don't have this reunion next year. We just have to go for the MRA reunion. Brian thinks that will help to grow the numbers at that particular reunion. Option 3 is we sort of do a bit of something in between. So combine the reunions, try and persuade people to go to that, and have a, for those people who can't make it down to that particular reunion, have perhaps a slightly smaller scale reunion here. But it's up to yourselves. Please see the thing outside and just put an X against your name of your decision about what you would like to see happening. At the same time, we've had a request from some of the people on the Cenotaph Committee who would like us to move the reunion from this current November date so that more people could go to the Cenotaph if that's what they want to do. They feel that because ours is quite close to when the Cenotaph parade is, it perhaps stops people from going. I'm not sure about that, but certainly next year if we combine the reunions that wouldn't then be an issue, but then what do we do after that? I think my personal opinion is that we get a really good deal here in November because it's in November, so anything else would be I sort of think I know the way this is going to go, but Gus and I decided that it's not really our choice, it is your choice. So if sometime before you leave tomorrow, you could put an X against your names about what you'd like, and I shall go back to Brian and to Smudger and Frexy and tell them what your decision actually is. Okay. There's one final thing, so I'll be sending an email to everybody that's here and to the other troops as soon as I can next week. It's about the oral histories of the RAF. So the RAF Museum are looking to try and interview people, or to get them to speak a little bit. Okay, so it's not what you think, Ray Shaffer. So get your mind out of the gutter and grow up. No, they would like to do some videos and some interviews with people about their experiences in MRS for a living oral history in the RAF Museum. So sounds quite interesting. What I'll do is I'll pass the email through to everybody, and it's part of the thing to celebrate the 80th year of MRS. So it'll be. They could possibly come up to the MRA reunion or to our reunion or to somewhere else. They also might come up to some other event that we could organise, or they might just do something remotely with anybody who's interested in doing something like that. So it'd be quite good to get a little bit of information, a little bit of some of the people's thoughts and memories about the MRS, particularly because there's a lot of people here around near the start of it, and there's still some people here that came in as part of the national service, so it would be quite interesting to do that for some people, but that's your choice. Nothing to do with me. I'll just pass the emails through to you, and if you need any help from me, I'm happy to support you, anything like that. So now comes the really exciting part of the evening, because all these wonderful prizes are here, and Mr. Napper is going to come up here and earn his keep. And thankfully, this year, he's got somebody else to do the raffles. So
Yellow 113.
Good on you.
That's going up your kilt, that is.
Yellow 75. Yellow 75.
That's good for me. Thank you.
Come on, folks. Yellow 75, please. 4. You, sir. Yellow 267. Yellow 267.
Yeah, that's a quick one there. That's very good, lads. All right.
So instead I thought I was coming here as a male stripper.
Oh yeah, I bet you did. I like it. Right now, so is that
They wouldn't come up with the money, so I thought I'd done it.
no? So is that your main bit of waffle today?
Yeah.
Take
Oh,
care.
no, there's
There.
more.
Thank you.
Turn round so they can see you.
No. I'm going to get you in a minute.
I mean, I wouldn't say one's better than the other, but I would say the right hand side maybe slightly less spot. The thing is, you see, I'm being kind to death to people. I know what it's like.
So are you going to give us a bit of waffle?
He wants you to talk.
Are you doing a bit of waffle? So what was it?
yourself, yeah. Never mind.
So what birthday was it?
50.
80th birthday.
Same as old
Right.
man,
And
I
yeah.
came on the rockets, came off
Right.
stage.
So you're the same as Dinger.
Yes.
Right.
He's my twin brother.
He's your twin brother. Very good. And the thing is, do you still talk to him?
Oh yes.
And do you still talk to the boy over here?
I know I've divorced him.
You've divorced him. Well, that's really good. I'm glad I've got you. Good on you.
My heart was broken. My heart was broken. Sorrow, 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 sorrow. My heart was broken. My heart was broken. You saw it. You claimed it, you touched it, you saved it. My tears are drying, my tears are drying. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. My tears are drying. My tears are drying. Your beauty and kindness clear my blindness while I'm with my room on this earth. I will be with you while the chief with sunshine on leaf. I'll thank him for his work in your birth and my birth. Yeah, yeah, yeah. My heart was broken. My heart was broken. Sorrow, 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 sorrow. My heart was broken. My heart was broken. You saw it. You claimed it, you touched it, you saved it.